Okay, we're back at Houston Karting Complex working on the kart again today. What we're doing today is we're changing the gears. You can see this is the rear sprocket, and that is a 59 tooth sprocket. And what we're finding out is with that sprocket, clay here on the back straightaway is bouncing off the rev limiter about halfway down the back straight, would you say? Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a slightly smaller sprocket on, just like when you're riding your bike, you get a smaller sprocket and makes you the ability to go faster. That's what we're going to do. We're going to change that. And you can see we have 4 sprockets. We have the 59. We're going to try the 57. And if not, we'll go to 55 or 53. But I'm thinking maybe the 57 will do. So we're going to give that a shot. We will go ahead and install this. We may show you how that's done, and then we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned. Okay, so what we have to do now is actually slide the motor forward, and this here is holding the motor forward as well as some bolts underneath the motor mount. We're gonna open this up to be able to slide the motor forward, and I'm sorry, slide it backwards towards the sprocket to loosen the chain so that we can actually get the chain off of that rear sprocket. Okay, so we're loosening that. Slide this forward. Rotate that in. And then we're gonna loosen the bottom of the motor. Give us just enough slack to be able to slide it, loosen the chain, and stay tuned. We'll show you what's next. Okay, now we've slid the motor back, put some slack in the chain. It's going to allow us to take this chain off of the sprocket. Now we have to remove the sprocket, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here you can see the difference with the 57, which is the silver gear sprocket, on top of the red one, which is a 59. Not much difference, but just that little bit may give us a slightly taller gear for the straightaway. If not, we do have the 55 and the 53 to try out, but we're just, not trying to lose any of our speed coming off the corner, but just not be on the rev limiter so much on the straightaway. So we're going to try the silver one, and we'll see how it goes. Here's one tip. As you're putting the sprocket on, those bolts are threaded. So in theory, you could just put the bolt in there and leave it alone. But what you want to do is take a nut and put it on the back side as well. Just because these carts do so much vibrating when they're out there on the track, things tend to come loose. And so I would make sure to go ahead and put a nut. As you can see, like in some cases, we've even put double nuts on certain joints just to keep them from coming loose. One thing I did notice after we went out on track a few times, some of these bolts here, which hold the axle on, had come loose. And so I think it's one of those deals where you just have to check all your essential bolts before you go out on a race and make sure that everything is tight. So by putting double protection, like having a nut, or on some of them you use like a blue Loctite as well, just to keep things from backing off, is going to save you a lot of headache later. Okay, so when you're putting the chain back on, you want to have about an inch or so of travel, maybe slightly more, as far as how loose you want to put the chain, keeping in mind they do stretch a little bit. So we're going to run it about there. We're going to move our adjuster up and then tighten everything down. Okay, so we have the chain on, the sprocket. The clay's just warming it up on the stand. We probably won't be able to get it on track since it's Saturday afternoon today. We do have a league race tomorrow here. We're going to come early and get some track time, and we'll get some footage to see if this gearing is going to be the right one or if we need to go further down. So right now, the clock is on. Everything's looking good. Clay, you have anything to say until tomorrow?
No.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.